So I'm back with another video. This is another 300 build I got. It's a 98. It wasn't anything like this when I got it. When I got it, it was a roller. Had 3 wheels and tires. None of them matched, but it had locked up front brakes. So deleted the front brakes. Had no motor. I bought it, and it came with this one good bottom end and another bottom end. I was actually hit by a car, which I believe was on this bike, because the plastics are cracked right here, here, there, and there, and the kickstart is bent. That's the only thing wrong. Not the kickstart, but the kickstart plate cover is bent on here, and supposedly it was hit by a car. And right here on the back of the kickstart, there's a piece missing out of that case. But I built this motor. It has new gaskets. It's got the same original timing chain. You can see the new gasket and missing bolt because it's broke off in the motor. But I believe this transfer case was rebuilt. The seals look new in it. Seals look new, and it has literally no play. This front diff is I've got 2 more. You can see the vent broke off, and I'm just gonna run it like that. Obviously there's only 1 bolt because that's broke off there. I'm gonna drill that out and put a bolt nut. But yeah, that shock is not gonna work. They work for the rear on a stock swing arm, but they do not work on this bike. They're maxed out, and I tried zip tie trick, try to get it. But what I think I'm gonna do is drill a hole right here and make the shock mount lower, which you can see the actual angle is not horrible, but it's bearable. The bars are white, so I just painted them orange. It's not a very good job. They're messed up right there, but I painted that orange too, and that. But it needs steering bushing. I got to finish building the carburetor. I got the piece to go right there. What it needs now is a front bumper. I'm gonna use that front rack on it. I still have my 97, but that rack's not good enough for that one. If it didn't have this piece missing, which I'll probably end up trying to find a way to fix it right here, weld in a new piece. But I'm not a huge fan of these first gen racks anyways, and it's not good enough to run on that bike. And you can see this back rack is pretty bad. It might have been the one that was on here, but this one's also bent. As you can tell, the gap between that tire and and you can just tell it's bent, but it was the better of the two, so that's what I'm running. This tank, it does have a dent in it, but I had a 95 red 300 that I sold my green tank with, which is a stupid decision. So that's what got me looking, and then I found all these parts and bought them all. I also have another frame that came with this, with the whole front end and a rear diff in it with no motor and no wiring harness. But this bike just needs a carb. I got to put the rectifier off one of my frames. I have 2 frames with both have a rectifier on them, so I got to get those. And a battery, and I have a new solenoid and all that for it. But it's just gonna be a little fun bike for now, but I'm just messing with it until I can go get my other bike. And these plastics are in really good shape, other than the little pushback on the rack, which is on almost every 300. These are in great condition, no cracks at all. There's a little bend. That's what makes me think that these were the ones when I got hit that are on it. This is also originally a green bike, so I believe these are the original plastics off of it. But I got a red tank right there and floorboards and all that to go on here. But yeah, it's just a little fun bike. I'm just keeping busy with it until I can go get my other bike to do, finish building it. I gotta put all the front end back on it, which it's a 300, so it's not that hard to do. I cut the swing arm because I was gonna stretch it, but I think I just want it to be stock A arms with 2-inch lift, and it's got a 350D in it. I think this bike is gonna be the one that's gonna be 4-inch lift and stretch and axle paddle crazy, 62% gear reduction and all that. And there's that. I haven't done a video on it, but it's a 01 1500. I got it for a hood open. Yeah, it was complete when I got it. Locked up motor. Actually, I'll show you why it's a locked up motor. If you look in that cylinder, yeah, I didn't mean to break that, and then I did, so I figured might as well. Can't get the cam out, can't get the lifters out, motor's junk, so just gotta pull it and find me another one, but I'm not too worried. I did some stuff to the inside. I tinted it. I got a lot of questions on these back glasses because they are super dark. It's the original tint, which I believe is 50. It's lighter for some reason. Most trucks have like 25 on the original tint, but it's 50 with 35 over that, with 5 over that, with 5 over that, and then 5 on the front windows, spider paint, new head units. This is where I keep all my tools and speaker and all that. 2 tins. Tint's not perfect, as you see. I haven't done the back glass. Shag headliner. Little trees everywhere, but yeah, it had those speaker holes there, so I put some cheap speakers in it. Got to get all new door speakers for it. You can see the difference between those. But here's the Foreman. I got the JB Fat Red kit. Not happy with it at all. Really cheaply made. And if you look right here, I know the paint's chipping, but you can see how it's bent from just my snorkel holding it. The paint chipped because I had my sound bar on there and it was about to fall apart. And everyone I've talked to, theirs have broken right here. Well, pretty much everyone. Theirs are broken right here where it holds the rad up, along through here, and not happy with it. Very thin metal, you can see. I put these little cheap speakers on here to try to keep it from not breaking. My soundbar's going on my other 300, but yeah, this is my project for right now. Like I said, I gotta build a carb for it, and I believe that dent in that tank is from when it got hit on this side, I guess, but nothing really seems to be messed up on the frame other than right there, and the frame's pretty clean underneath. I mean, they all have dents unless you get just a mint bike on the bottom, but I've seen people get these dents out. I'm gonna ask some questions and see how I can get this dent out. If not, it's not super noticeable. It's not super noticeable, but it still bothers me because the tank I had was literally perfect. Had no dents. It had these tiny little rust marks, like pretty much exactly like that does. And this one has a little bit of surface rust. That tank is actually cleaner on the inside. So we'll see what happens. But this is a 98, so it's got the updated wiring harness in the front of the CDI, updated CDI box, and I think the 350 Ranchers, it's either early one, it's either the OBS 350 Ranchers or the newer body style, the rounded ones like I had before, but they have the same CDI box. But as you know, on a 97, it'll be the alarm box, then the CDI. That's how my other bike is. But these plastics seem to be like they're really clean, like they don't even have the crack right here, which my plastics have that. They have the crack there, but I guess just getting hit is what did it, because you can see it ripped this out, cracked it along here. I don't have it stitched. I have it zip tied to the rack right now, but I'm going to stitch them so they don't break more and stitch them right here. Oh, they're also cracked there, but I gotta do some wiring in the back. Somebody has added these on. There's normally a red plug in here. I'm not sure when I did that. That's me wiring them together. See if I get neutral lights. I've got everything. I've got the tail light and the headlights to work, but I don't have any neutral lights, and I believe that's because I don't have the rectifier on. But I gotta get the rectifier, plug it in, and see if I can get neutral lights and get it going. Yes, it has no exhaust on it right now. I got the stock exhaust, but it has the typical rust hole in the top. It's in good shape in the back. Mine actually is blown out on the back, so I cut it. So I might just keep that one, and but I know I'm putting a F04 on mine. So this motor's got decent compression, which it shifts through all the gears, and I rebuilt the top end, which I'm not a master mechanic by any means, but I know how to rebuild a top end, and that's for sure. Guess I should have paid a little bit better attention, but apparently their stud broke off, so I'll fix that later. But I can get that out with a nut welded to it real easy. It's a PB blaster, but should have paid better attention. There's still a lot of room to work in there to get that off. But yeah, it'll be together soon. But just want to give y'all an update because I never do. These are some old school Deltas, the chrome version, which the chrome's rusty, but SOS pad will clean them up. But I only have one rear and one front, so I'm thinking about if I can get the chrome ones. I'm gonna order one rear and one front. They're SRA, of course. And if I can't get chrome, I'm just gonna paint these black to match the new ones. But yeah, this does have a tiny bit of, just a little bit of wheel bearing play on this side, and then this side there's absolutely nothing. Yeah, there's no shocks on here because I've been trying to get those to work and painted the old shocks. I'll see what I end up doing, but I think I might want to save these for my other 300. But just wanted to get a little update because I never post videos, and a lot of people like them when people actually see them because I post so rarely. But yeah, I got to get a throttle. I got another 350D. I think I'm going to steal the throttle and throttle cable off of it to put on here until I order another throttle. And I'm probably just going to order a new throttle cable because they're super cheap. But yeah, it's going to be a good bike. I'm not sure exactly which way I want to go with it, but it's a 300. You can't go wrong with one, and especially how much I'm into this one and all the other parts. I can sell all the other parts I have, and I could sell this one for more than I have in it already. Without these wheels on stock tires, I've had offers for more than I bought everything for, especially with the plastics and stuff. But you can't go wrong with them, especially if you know how to work on them.